Hey guys, what's going on? Let's do a quick analysis for the end of this week. First of all, we got euro dollar. Like I said, we came out of supply and I expected the price to drop, and that's exactly what happened. Like currently price had a huge rally. It rallied all the way up in supply, took out liquidity from this, and it rallied in, I think it was like July last year's supply. So it still looks good for a short. If you guys entered right above there in the daily plus weekly zone, would be a nice short. Currently, I'm also watching this supply zone. So we got like a change of character. We broke the trend line and we also created a new supply zone. It will be a good one if we can take out the highs in here, move back into supply, hopefully reach back to these levels in here, like the daily plus weekly, and you can like get a second short from there probably. Now, of course, this goes together with the DXY, because if we go to the DXY, we are seeing a similar scenario. But also with euro US dollar overall, the long-term picture for the dollar is still bearish. For now, we made a change of character, we made a small shift. Now, what I want to see for a further upside on dollar pairs is that retest of that zone, and after that, another high being broken, right? So it's basically basic market structure. Price making a retest, and after that breaking another high, creating another higher high, and with that also confirming that we are going to create a new trend. Because if we go to the DXY and we look at the daily time frame, then it doesn't look super clean. Like what we saw is that we had change of character, but mainly we broke the lows in here. We visited back in untouched demand, but I don't really like the look, the feel of this overall low. Because most people will think like, okay, we got like third touch on the trend line, something like that, maybe a little bit of a dip loaded, but most people would think that price is currently holding it. I am still expecting a little bit more of a drop to break these lows. Like it's not really a very strong low, but I really want to see what's going to happen. For now, of course, we can take the play of another small dollar up move. So for example, like the euro US dollar short, but I am still looking for that confirmation on the dollar pairs. Now, if we go to AUDUSD dollar real quick, then what we see is the price is still rallying up. So it's actually doing a little bit what I expected. We had this bigger supply zone all the way up there, but if we zoom out a little bit, so let's go to the weekly time frame, then let's make it a little bit more clear. What we're seeing is that overall market shift. Like I already said, price broke the overall weekly trend, visited back in demand. Currently we are breaking the highs, so the weekly time frame is currently still bullish. So taking a short is basically like trying to stop a rocket. And we might eventually just go a little bit higher. Like we made change of character in here. Now we might visit back in demand, but overall the structure is still bullish, and I'm not seeing anything for price to reverse besides a small supply zone all the way up there. So we got like this daily supply zone up there that's right above these liquidity highs, and that might be a area for price to make a reversal. But before that, I don't see price making a huge reversal. Like of course we might see some pullbacks, things like that, and we do have like this supply zone in here, but overall this whole area in here is just a lot of liquidity. So keep an eye on this zone, but overall I don't think you're gonna take a short and ride it all the way to the downside. While we might see a pullback, I'm mainly watching this upper zone in here to ride a further pullback back to the downside. So that said, going to the GBPUSD dollar, a little bit of a similar scenario. We had a huge run. Currently price is in a supply zone, so I am still bearish for GBPUSD dollar. Now what we are seeing right now is that we had a minor break of the trend line, so it's not a very strong break, but price did visit back in supply, and it's currently looking pretty bearish, especially if you go to the lower time frames. Now, overall, we have a lot of distance for price to travel back down to make a bigger pullback back to the downside. So shorts would be most likely to play out right now, but of course keep an eye on it and keep an eye on the DXY. Like if you want to trade a short right now, it's probably better to just take one of these lows in here as a target, as a liquidity target. Now if we go to the daily time frame, what we can to the 15-minute time frame, then we have a lot of older zones in here. What you can see, price visiting back, didn't take out this liquidity. Currently we had a huge drop, and we have a lot of liquidity in here that can be taken out. So I'm almost certain that this low is going to be taken out probably before the end of this week. But besides that, I'm not going to take a short in here because it didn't really break anything. So if you were in a short in here, for example, at the low break would be a nice decent short, or maybe all the way up there, because for now I am watching for a further downward move on a GBPUSD dollar. Now that said, going to the NZDUSD dollar, and what we can see is that price is making a similar move to AUDUSD dollar. So we broke above the supply levels, and now if we go to the daily time frame, then what we can see is price is also in that bullish shift, right? Like we broke the liquidity, the highs in here. Basically currently we have a bigger zone all the way up there, so we have a bigger daily zone in here if it wants to catch it. This one, price did not fully reach there, but we did reach in this weekly zone. So you see this trend line in here, that is basically the weekly zone, so we might see further pullback on an NZDUSD dollar. Now if we go to the 4 hour, then what we can see is price had a small engulfing currently from that weekly supply zone, and now in the 50-minute we can see that price made a change of character. So we had like bigger zones up here, and I'm currently still watching that one to see if we can maybe like get another retest, maybe even eventually even take out the highs, to get a short on NZDUSD dollar. So that's mainly what I will be watching. Of course, be careful because price action is still very, very bullish. That's why I say like maybe if we take out the highs in here, I might take a short, preferably price reaching back in this daily supply. But I want to see that first and continue to watch the dollar play out. And that's it. Going to gold now. For gold, it's quite interesting. I want to say we're gonna get a new all-time high. Looks a little bit like a no-brainer, but yeah, we might see a little bit of a pullback first before that's going to happen. Like what could happen right now is a lot of liquidity inducement. So what we already saw in here is a lot of short inducement happening. Price first of all taking some longs, people thinking the price is going to make a new all-time high. After that, people probably just shorting price in here, maybe on this trend line, also taking longs, just creating a lot of liquidity for eventually creating like a big move. And currently I continue to be bullish on gold, mainly because the overall time frame is still bullish and we have liquidity in here, so I think we can easily just take it out. And as we do that, then we're also going to get some longs and ride it further back to the upside to whoever knows which level. So that's it. Going to the Bitcoin real quick. Sorry with the typing. What we see right now is the price is just stuck in this low range in here. Now we had a huge move back to the downside, price breaking a trend line, and currently it is back in like this minor demand zone. We made a clean rejection from the 0.75 level, and yeah, price is just playing the ping pong again, you know, like already since the start of this year. Made a rejection of the 64k, currently back at 60k ish, and yeah, overall I'm still expecting a little more of a downward move, but I want to see that first. Like if we can take out these lows in here, then we can probably see another new leg back to the downside, maybe 50k or 45k, something like that. But I really want to see it. We're playing ping pong. Besides that, there is currently bearish pressure. I don't want to make too many assumptions. I just want to see wherever price can go level to level. So if we break these lows, I'm expecting more downside. And if price is back up here, yeah, whoever knows what's going to happen, probably we're going to break a little bit further to the upside. But I really want to see a clean liquidity grab of the lows in here. Just people getting bearish again, and you know, just overall fear in the market before I'm going to catch some big longs again. So yeah, basically that's it. I'm gonna close the video and I'll see you guys again tomorrow.